Hello students. In this video, we shall be discussing on the topic respiration in plants. All living organisms breathe to live, including plants and microorganisms. So respiration is an essential process for all living organisms to survive. We generally believe that plants do not show respiration and they show only photosynthesis, where they take inside carbon dioxide and liberate oxygen. But along with photosynthesis, plants also show respirations. So, respiration is essential for every living organism, including plants and microorganisms. Respiration brings about inspiration, expiration, and gaseous exchange. So, when we inspire, that means we inhale oxygen, expiration, where we exhale out carbon dioxide, and in respiration, along with inspiration and expiration, gaseous exchange, that means exchange between oxygen and carbon dioxide molecule takes place. This is the diagram showing photosynthesis and respiration. During daytime, plants takes in carbon dioxide, and with the help of sunlight and water molecule, they prepare the food material, that is sugar or glucose molecule, which then combine to form starch, which is then stored within the plant as a reserve food material. And in this reaction, the oxygen is liberated out. Whereas during night time, plants takes in oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide. So during daytime they perform photosynthesis, and during night they perform respiration. So both the processes are taking place in plants. All living organisms require energy to carry out various life processes. So, if we want to perform certain activities, or if we want to do certain work, then we need energy. And from where we get energy? So, we get energy from our food. The food which we eat mainly consists of carbohydrate, protein, and lipids. And when we eat the food, that food is then digested, and all the complex organic molecule, they are break down into their simpler forms. Like carbohydrate will break down into glucose, protein will break into amino acid, and lipids will break into fatty acids and glycerol. These simple organic molecule then will be absorbed by the cells of intestine, and through blood it is supplied to each and every cell of the body, where the cell will completely oxidize those simple organic molecules with the help of oxygen, and energy will be liberated, which will then utilized by the cells to perform the metabolic processes. This is how the cell get energy. That means ultimately the organism or individual get the energy. All the energy required for life processes is obtained by the oxidation of some macromolecules present in the food. So as I told you now, that the food contain carbohydrate, lipids, protein, as complex organic compounds, which are through digestion are break down into their simple form, like glucose, amino acid, fatty acids, and glycerol. These are further completely oxidized by the cell with the help of oxygen, which is called as cellular respiration, and ultimately the chemical form of energy is formed, and the chemical form of energy is nothing but ATP molecules. The energy that is stored in the body in the form of complex organic compound is however not usable by the organism unless it is converted into usable form. This conversion is achieved through the process of respiration, that is cellular respiration. So initially the energy is stored within the complex organic compound which we eat through which we get through our food. These complex organic compounds are further break down into their simpler forms, but still it is the form which cannot be used by the cell. But these simple organic compounds are also not usable form which a cell can use. So it become essential to convert all these simpler organic compounds into such a form where the cell can use it. That means it should be converted into a chemical form of energy, that is ATP molecules. This conversion is achieved through the process of respiration, that is cellular respiration. Respiration. Now, how can we define respiration? So, it is a biochemical process of oxidation of organic compounds in an orderly manner for the liberation of chemical energy in the form of ATP. So, respiration is a biochemical process where complete oxidation of organic compounds takes place, but in a stepwise or an orderly manner to liberate ATP molecule, which are the chemical form of energy. The overall reaction for respiration is C6H12O6, that is the glucose molecule. That means it is the organic compound which will be oxidized. So we need 6 oxygen molecule for oxidation of one glucose molecule, and that will give us 38 ATP molecules, and 6 carbon dioxide molecule will be liberated as a byproduct, and also 6 molecules of water will be released. Now, as you can see here, two processes are given: respiration and photosynthesis. What happens in respiration? Glucose molecule is completely oxidized. That means we need oxygen molecule. So to break down one molecule of glucose, we need 6 oxygen molecule. The energy which is stored in the glucose then will be released, and carbon dioxide is produced as a byproduct, and 6 water molecules are also released. So that is what is respiration. That is how the respiration takes place. In photosynthesis, 6 carbon dioxide molecule plus 6 water molecule with the help of sunlight prepares the food, that is glucose molecule. Now the energy is stored within this glucose molecule. So this is how respiration and photosynthesis are two opposite reaction or reverse reactions. For this, both the reaction, photosynthesis as well as respiration, but mainly we will focus on respiration as this topic deals with the respiration. So for this, the process of gaseous exchange takes place between the organism and the environment. In both the processes, photosynthesis and respiration, gaseous exchange takes place between organism and the environment. Plant require oxygen for respiration to occur, and they also give out carbon dioxide. Hence, plant have system in place that ensures availability of oxygen. Plants, unlike animals, have no specialized organs for gaseous exchange, but they have stomata and lenticels for this purpose. As we know that in lower animals, if they don't have any specific respiratory system, they do have specific respiratory organs. But in higher animal, you can see there is entire respiratory system present. But unlike animals, plant do not have any specific organ or the respiratory system for the gaseous action or for respiration. but they do have some specialized structure like stomata and the lenticels where the gaseous exchange takes place. Gaseous exchange in plants. Now one by one we will see what are the different structure where the gaseous exchange takes place in plants. The shape and structure of plants facilitate gaseous exchange by diffusion. So the structure or the part where the gaseous exchange will takes place is very specific. It has a specific shape and structure, so it will be easy for the plant to exchange gases there, and the gaseous exchange takes place by simple diffusion. Diffusion means the gases from higher concentration will move towards the lower concentration. So if oxygen is abundant or it is present in more high concentration in atmosphere, the oxygen will come inside from high concentration to low concentration. So that is called as diffusion. A terrestrial flowering plant has many air spaces between the cells of stem, leaf, and root. So, a typical terrestrial flowering plant has many air spaces in its stem, leaf, and root where the exchange will takes place. These air spaces are continuous. Oxygen diffuses into the air space through stomata. Stomata, it is the pores on leaves and young stem. So, oxygen from the atmosphere will come into the air space which are present in different plant parts like stem, leaf, and root through a structure which is called as stomata. And these are the pore like structure which are present mainly on the upper and the lower surfaces of leaf and on young stems. So this is how is the stomata, where the gaseous exchange takes place through this stomata in plants. Secondly, in the aerated soil, the oxygen dissolves in the film of moisture or water around the root tissue and enters it by diffusion. So, in aerated soil where the abundant air is available, there the oxygen get dissolved in the water or in the moisture, and it forms a film like structure around the root, and then root absorb it, or it get absorbed by the roots by simple diffusion. So here in the diagram you can see these are the soil particles, and in between soil particles there are so many air spaces. So this is aerated soil, that means abundant air is available, and in that air oxygen is present. So oxygen get dissolved into the water and forms a film like structure around the roots, and then root will absorb the oxygen. So this is how the gaseous exchange takes place in the root, the second structure. Now third one, woody flowering plants like trees and shrubs have an external impervious bark. Impervious meaning such a membrane which does not allow the entry of any fluid. That means it is not permeable for the water to enter. So woody flowering plants, they have the impervious bark. So here the gaseous exchange occur through small pores in the stem surface which are called as lenticels. So you can see in the diagram, these are the lenticels, specialized structure present on the woody stem from where the gaseous exchange takes place. Lenticels, these are the small opening in the bark of a tree where gas exchange happens. So here you can see these are the lenticels from where the oxygen come inside and carbon dioxide goes out. These lenticels are also seen on the mature fruit. So they also show respiration. So this is how these are the three special structure through which the gaseous exchange takes place in plants. Now we'll quickly revise one by one. The first structure through which the gaseous exchange takes place is stomata, which are present on upper and lower surfaces of the leaves and on young stem. Secondly, the exchange of gases takes place through roots. And the third structure is called lenticels, which are present on the woody trees like uh, woody stems like trees and shrubs. So, and also on the mature fruits. So these are the three specialized structure for the gaseous exchange in plants. I hope it is clear to you. If you have any doubt, difficulty, query or any suggestion, please do comment on comment box. Thank you.